I'm thinking if I was Bryan Bulaga, this would always be a special week because it would bring back memories of the year I got a ring. Been 11 years. That doesn't matter. It's forever. But I don't know if that's how Bryan Bulaga looks at it. Does he have his ring on today? Pebble, what do you think? The week of the Super Bowl.
He does not have it on, no. That's tucked away somewhere special.
Where do you think it is?
It's in his safe, I'm assuming.
Let's find out from Super Bowl winner himself, forever, Bryan Bulaga. Do you have your ring on?
No ring on. Pebble's right. It's in the safe where it belongs, locked away. That's where it belongs.
A safe at your house or a safe at the bank?
I'm not gonna disclose.
You're incredible. Like somebody's gonna go after the safe. Holy smokes!
Hey,
that's you. There's nothing to be gained by it. I get it. What's to be gained by telling people where it is? Absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
come on, you've got it insured anyway, don't you?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, all right. So
of course.
Yes.
I mean, it's insured, but I'd rather have the original.
It's true. Again, I understand how you think. There's no point in telling people, just like Homer, what's the point in giving your cell phone number, 414-308-4785? Just to show everyone that your cell phone is a rare thing in which you are in total control. 1 million people can call me now. So what? I don't have to answer any of them. They go to voicemail. I don't have to answer that either. So
it's true.
They're a total waste of time. And that's the world we live in. So my father, to try to make it easy for the kids, all 8 of us, to know the phone number, he got phone number 234-5678.
That's great.
Oh, yes, in South Bend it was 234. The problem was any kid screwing around with a phone, you know what they dial? 234-5678. We had a gazillion phone calls. So he changed that number to whatever it was after that. Because
what, he put a 9 in there?
No, he just I don't know. I don't even remember what it was after that. I just know that we had 234-5678 for longer than we had a Doberman. We had that for one day, but this was, I don't know, it didn't last a week, and the phone never stopped ringing.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
Kids doing that. Anyway, so yes, there's nothing to be gained by you. But like you're on Thursday, could you wear the ring on Thursday?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
I could wear it. Yeah, I could wear it.
Aside from all the things you have to say because they're personal, family, etc., like that's the greatest, right? The greatest sports moment of your life. The moment, I think, and again, I'll see if you're the same, right after the game, realizing, damn, yeah. But I don't know how, you're a little calmer than I am. What was the feeling? Game was close?
Yeah, game was going to be a fantastic game, but no, it's easily the greatest, sports feeling ever. To win a championship. I mean, it was, even though I was a rookie, it was the greatest feeling ever. Like, and I've said this to you a bunch too. It's like you chase that then for the rest of your career.
I was going to bring that up later on. Yes, you chase that. You
chase that feeling then for the rest of your career, and every year you fall short, it's like it's a blow, man. It's a kick to the gut, and you feel so close at times. And then it gets pulled away, and it's tough. But that Super Bowl game and kind of the emotions and the ups and downs of it, the beginning of the game, and how long it takes to actually play the game, and you're nervous as heck, and you're sitting on the bench, and you're watching all the pageantry that happens before the ball even gets kicked off. Then you just play, and that feels normal. You understand. You understand the importance of every single play of every single series and everything like that. You get that. You understand. But going into the game, I was like, this game's going to feel different. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like that. And then once you get through the first series, it's just like any other game. That's what it felt like. And it didn't feel bigger until probably the last 5 to 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. And then it felt like I was on pins and needles, probably the last 5 minutes of the game. It was pins and needles, and how close it came down to the wire at the end there. And obviously our defense gets the turnover, and the rest is history. But after the game, the feeling it's hard to even put in words. It's surreal, obviously, and it's all the time that you put in and since I was a rookie, I was there from, I don't even remember what time they made the rookies show up before OTAs for rookie orientation and rookie mini camp, and then all of OTAs and camp and everything you put into it, and all the practices, all the ups and downs throughout a season, and then you get the final prize. I mean, it is the best feeling ever. And it's hard, like I've always said, it's hard to put in words, it's hard to describe, because unless you've done it, you don't understand. I know that's so short-sighted. It's like
no, it's typical... not. Keep going. This is awesome.
Yeah, but like many people will say, well, like obviously, just because you haven't done it. But like, I get the fans, they experience joy in it and everything, and they're they may be 10 times more excited than the players. I have no idea. Maybe not. But until you experience it and you feel it and you see the joy and happiness of all your teammates and the coaches and things like that, and all the hard work that was put in, that clock hit zero, and the elation from everybody. If you could take a snapshot of everyone's face when the clock hit zero, it would be probably one of the best pictures ever, because you just see what everyone has put in throughout. It feels like 8 months worth of work to get to that point, and then you get it done. It's special. And then even the 2 weeks, like last week and now this week, what the players are going through right now and prepping, it was a grind, man. It was a grind, and it was tough. Mike put us through. I feel like it would be last week. Was a little bit of a training camp again. That's what it was. Those practices were 2 hours, and they were as physical as hell. They were some of the most physical practices I remember doing outside of training camp. And then we get to Dallas, and obviously it was an ice storm. So then we go into some high school's indoor arena, and those practices were ramped up and jacked up too. Like, guys were flying around the field. There were big hits, lots of collisions, super physical. And the 2 weeks were a grind to just get into the game. And obviously all worth it, but it wasn't like, okay, we made the Super Bowl, we're going to take this 1 week off, guys are going to get healthy. It was like, no, that's not the case. The foot is on the gas, and we are full steam ahead trying to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's what it felt like. And as a rookie, my head was already spinning, and this is already more football than I've ever played in my entire life in a season, right? You're looking at college seasons way done. High school seasons even done earlier. It's done around Thanksgiving. So I'm playing all the way into February, and my body's, they say the rookie wall. Well, the rookie wall hit like 6 weeks ago, and I'm 6 weeks past the rookie wall, and I'm like, this is a grind. Like, this is unbelievable, but you understand the prize at the end of this thing and how much it means to everybody. And even as a rookie, I get it. It was my first year in, but it meant a hell of a lot to me too. Like, to win a Super Bowl, again, you think to yourself, well, we're going to get back to another one, but you just don't know. And you put everything you can into those 2 weeks to try to make yourself feel prepared for really a game that, can you be prepared for it? You could be with X's and O's, but that doesn't mean you're going to be prepared for it mentally when the moment hits. And to me, that's what those 2 weeks of practice that Mike put on got me ready mentally for what I was going to see against the Steelers defense and the physicality of the Steelers defense. Like, I felt really ready for that because of what Mike did in those 2 weeks. All the veterans, they were like, we're really doing this today. Like the week before we went to Dallas, and we saw this the schedule, the script for practice, and it was a training camp practice. We're like, what the hell are we doing? and it was like, we're doing 9-on-7, we're doing 4-on-3, and all these drills that we did in camp, and we ran it back, did it again for about 4 days, and it was tough, but worth it, worth every hit, every second, every minute on that practice field. It paid off.
I got so many. You finished? I think you got more.
I mean, there's a lot more from that whole week. I mean, there's.
All right, you said he got you ready mentally. Mm-hmm. Explain, and I'm guessing that was partially because you were a rookie, because I can't believe there have been many times in your career, especially after some experience at any levels, where you didn't personally feel capable of getting yourself ready mentally. So explain.
Yeah. I mean, I think the mental standpoint is you understand the gravity of the situation, and once you get to the stadium and everything is happening, you can get overwhelmed because of the moment, right? You can be overwhelmed. You can, I don't want to say panic, but things can slip your mind from the game plan and things like that. Like as you're in the moment of this thing, and things happen fast. And the prep work that we did, and even with Campy, I remember in meetings with Campy, I'd stay after meetings with Campy when we were in Dallas, and we went over stuff even more. I think it was just me and maybe a couple of the rookies stayed in with him, and we went over the game plan even more. We went through pressures again and things like that, just to go back through responsibilities, because the pressure, the Steelers at that time, they brought a ton of pressures. They brought a bunch of different things. Palomalu and those guys were very good at disguising pressures and bringing pressures, and they would, replace blitz and fire zones and things like that. So you had to be ready to adjust on the fly, and you don't want to be caught off guard in the biggest moment. And to me, I felt about as ready as I could be from a game plan standpoint and a physical standpoint. It was just, okay, can you put those two things together in the moment once you arrive to Jerry's world and you're about to kick off the biggest game of the year? Like that was the part that they didn't know, I didn't know, until you got there and you did it. And to me, I had the two pieces that they needed, the physical aspect of it because of the practices, and the mental part because of all the film sessions that we did. It was just, all right, can you put it together? And that, to me, why I said Mike did a great job, that those 2 weeks of prep, getting guys prepared for what we were about to experience.
All right, here's the pressure I would have felt that would have produced what you did, but I don't know if you did. Here's the pressure. I don't want to be the reason we lose. I'd like to play really well, but I can't screw up and be the reason we lose and let down all these people in a game like that. Am I making that up, or did that thought ever cross your mind?
No, well, of course it did. Of course. I mean, I'm a rookie, and I'm starting, and then Campy drops the bomb on me the night before the Super Bowl that I'm going to be the youngest guy to start in the Super Bowl. He drops that on me on Saturday night, and I'm like, oh my God.
Why did he do that?
Because Campy's the best. So he loves to live in the moment and wants, not that he wants to create pressure, because that's not Campy, but he wants guys to embrace the moment and embrace what they're going through, whether it's an accomplishment or a challenge or whatever it may be. He wants guys to embrace it. So he drops that on me Saturday night, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, great. So yeah, you're right. I don't want to be the youngest guy to screw up a game for a team.
Oh, well put.
I don't want to be that. So that was certainly a thought. And I remember I was sitting on the bench with Sitton as they're going through all the stuff before the game, right? We ran out of the tunnel, and then you sit on the bench for 20 minutes as you go through God Bless America and the national anthem and a couple other things that happened prior to the kickoff. And we're just sitting there, and I remember Sitton looks over me and goes, man, it sure would suck to screw up in front of 5 billion people watching this game. I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't be good. It would not be good. The language was different, but it was something of that nature, maybe a little more vulgar. But it was one of those moments you just sit there and you're in that stadium and it's packed and it's loud and you can feel the energy in there and you're like, yeah, like you don't want to be the guy that cost this team a ring. Like, and that's part of the pressure. That's part of the motivation of it too. It's all part of getting yourself in a place mentally to go out there and try to win a championship. I mean, that's, and I had no, I played in the Orange Bowl, which was a BCS game at the time. Obviously those things like it doesn't even matter anymore in college. That was a big game. I understood that, but it had nothing, absolutely nothing, even on an NFC championship game. Even in Chicago 3 weeks prior, it had nothing on that. So like, you don't know how you're going to react until you actually get out there and do it. And then it's how fast can you calm yourself down and be present and just play your game in those moments. There's going to be ups and downs throughout the game. There's going to be ebbs and flows of it. It's, can you, just like in the regular season, move on, short-term memory really quick in that game. And to me, that was the biggest key for me, is like, hey, if you make a mistake, you're going against Lamar Woodley and James Harrison. There's a good chance that they're going to beat you one of these plays. Like, how fast can you move on from that? How can you learn from it? What did they beat you on? And they're going to go back to the well. They're two veterans. How can you counter that? And to me, like, that was something that I felt really prepared for going into that.
Yeah, part one of Bryan Bulaga on the Super Bowl. And I know we got part two after that, Rob Demovsky, but I checked. I don't believe he's the youngest reporter to ever cover the Super Bowl. Part two with Bryan Bulaga next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Backups on westbound 94 really slowing down from 17th Street all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from about 84th Street to Hawley Road. We've also got backups southbound 43 from North Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge to the KK River. Northbound, very heavy from Kilbourne all the way up to Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, tonight mostly cloudy, a slight chance for snow to the south, a low of 11. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a high of 21. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All the antics.
The reason he's not running the ball real well this year is because his pants are way too high. You see him pull his pants up? Check it out.
All the action.
Should Matt LaFleur have waited to make this hire to at least talk to Jim Leonhard?
The fear was if you didn't hire him over the weekend, by the time that you talked to Leonhard, kind of sorted all those ducks out, that Gannon might be off the market.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care switched from a previous vendor to business technology from James Imaging Systems. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. It's not just all about the money. We're getting value here as well.
Robert Prang, CIO with Tri-City National Bank, likes the fact that James Imaging is local.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
And Junior Achievement of Wisconsin VP of Enterprise Services, Lori Salzman, had this advice for others.
If anybody is looking for a good partner that is there to help find solutions, call James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey, this is Jason Wilde from Wilde & Towns. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Racine Danish Kringles has you covered with their heart-shaped Kringle. You know my family loves Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles, and sometimes they share it with me. Racine Danish Kringles offers a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors to send to your loved one. Order at Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour on the week of the Super Bowl. He has lived it. It's forever. Wonder what it's like to talk to somebody who lost in the Super Bowl and how that fits and never got a chance to win. Or the Packer team with Brett Favre, of course, won one before they lost one. That's got to change it dramatically. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. I tell you about them because they're that good. Your life will be better. Everybody needs an auto body place. You're done and finished if you just go there once. You're like, Homer, how do you know? It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. And they're still owning it, which means the Fiscos are still working on your cars. Imagine how many years they've been doing it. That explains how they can be that good. Expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Any damage, Fisco has you covered on Forest Home in Franklin. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. So you remember the name. Talking with Bryan Bulaga. Anything you want to add before I ask other questions that you may have left out in your first part discussion of Bryan Bulaga, Super Bowl winner?
No. If you ask what you want to ask, I'm sure I'll be able to then continue to ramble on.
All right.
Like I
no, you're not rambling on. You cannot ramble on as a Super Bowl winner. It cannot be done. Because when you bring it up, anybody who was around, it makes them remember what was special to them about it. All right.
No, I agree.
I always think that if I ever had something like this occur, once I realized I won the game, I would probably think of something else. I would think of a person that I know is enjoying this more than I, or I would think of a person, I don't know, but somehow I always believe I would think of someone else after it's just the realization, like, we're the best in the world. This is what you dream of happening at any point in your life and whatever you do. Am I making that up, or after, you can tell us, once the game hit 0, the first thought that you had, and I refuse to believe that every player doesn't remember that, because I think they do.
Yeah, no, my first thought was obviously like, oh my blank, we just did this. Like that was the first thought. And then my second thought, because I knew my parents had gotten, this is a whole nother thing about the Super Bowl, is who gets field passes if you win and who does. It's different nowadays because
explain. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, like, before the Super Bowl, they pass out. Each team gets X amount of field passes per player, and since I was a rookie, I wasn't able to request more than what my allotted passes were. So that's 2 passes. Well, I got my mom and my dad. Well, there were more people than just that at the game, right? Like my now wife was there, my brother, sister, like. So the first thing my thought was, like, I know my parents are already down here. They're going to be on the field.
Wait, the field pass means what? They get to go on the field after the game if you win? Is that?
Yes.
I didn't even know that exists.
Yeah. Now it's just a free-for-all. Guys can just get whoever they. I'm sure it's way different. So my first thought was, I got to find.
Yes, you find your mom and dad.
Yeah, well, I knew they were going to be on. I didn't know how long because they were in the tunnel with actual security.
Okay.
I didn't know how long it was going to take for them to bring them. I didn't know, but I'm like, okay. My first thought is I got to go find my girlfriend at the time, but now my wife, and I got to go find my brother. So I grab one of our security guys, and I go over to our bench section, and like I happen to just see my brother like waving his arms in the air, and I go, those two, they have to get down right now. Like they got to get down right now. He's like, got it. So he goes up. He kind of goes up into the bleachers.
What do you mean you broke the rules? Bryan Bulaga broke the rules?
I did. And he went up and got him down, and it's actually on Fox on the live broadcast, me hugging them on as they come from the sideline. Like it actually got caught on broadcast of me getting them down from the stands. Like that was my first thought. I was like, I have to get my family down here, as many of them as I can, to enjoy this moment because they helped, get me to this moment, whether it was from, youth sports or my brother picking on me when I was younger and, making me tougher or whatever it was. Like there was always, and then obviously my girlfriend, but again, my wife now at the time, right now, everything that she supported me through college. And then obviously that year it was, she was driving back and forth from Iowa every single weekend because she was still in school and I was obviously playing. She drove back and forth from Iowa every single home game to come to every single game and things like that. So like a lot of people helped me get to that point, support wise and things like that. So like my first thought was I have to have everyone I possibly can down here with me to enjoy this moment. And it was awesome. Like it really was. Like it was really cool to have that experience and they got to enjoy it as well. But they got to experience what it's like to be on the field when a team celebrates a Super Bowl with. Like not many people get to say that. So to have them do that was obviously a memory for a lifetime for them as well. But that was my first thought. Like,
all right, so you get your brother and your girlfriend, now your wife. Now, how you're with them now? What's the next process that you went through to find your mom and dad?
Well, they got brought out by the security personnel that was working the actual game, right? Like they got brought out and like from another tunnel somewhere in Jerry's world. I don't know which tunnel it was, but they got brought out there, and then it was just, lots of picture taking, lots of. There's media on the field, so you're getting interviewed every 30 seconds.
How long did it take for them to find you, or you to find them?
It was quick. It's not as bad as it is now what the field looks like now when game's over. There's I feel like 1,000 people and family rushing the field now. I feel like what happens in the Super Bowl. It wasn't that way in 2010. It was a little more controlled, but then you have to go through the whole thing. The Super Bowl trophy gets brought out and things like that. So like there's a whole part that, your family gets to experience about, that weekend. Like they get to see that and get to see the Super Bowl trophy get carried out. They get to see the MVP and they get to see all those things. Like it's a really cool moment. And then you get great, like I have photos of my dad and Campy and I, like it's just really a really cool experience. And like my first thought was the first thing I did right after the game was obviously he probably didn't care much, but like I shook Lamar Woodley's hand because the dude was a hell of a player. And like I had never played him before. Obviously I respected his game at Michigan. I'd watched tape when he was at Michigan. Because I'd watch old Iowa tape. Like that's what I did. Like I like to watch the older guys at Iowa, like Gallery and Steinbach and guys like that. Like that's the tape I watched in the offseason and Marshall Yanda and guys like that. Like, so that's the tape that I would study. And then you get to see Lamar Woodley rushing guys like Marshall Yanda and things like that. So I respected the hell out of his game. I played him obviously my rookie year. But like,
there was a play where
shook his hand first because that was something that was, for me, was a big matchup. He was an all-pro and things like that. So
Right.
And then after that, it was just how do I get my family on the field? And that was really the two things
beyond basketball, I guess.
That I was
beyond
thinking
basketball play is
now I get to ask you if you've ever broken the rules and felt
I
so
think there were
proudly
several
of it
places
as you
where
did that day.
I'm
I didn't
incredibly
see you as a breaking rules kind of guy.
The responses they had to some of those situations. Incredibly proud of their self-control, their restraint.
I can break this rule.
Oh no,
That's
I get it. I mean, like,
They're not
I got to
asking
get him here. Who was the security person? A security from the Packers or just a security at the game?
40 minutes
I didn't know if you knew him.
It was one of the guys that was always with us.
Oh, okay.
He always traveled with us. One of the police officers from Green Bay PD. So he always traveled with us. He knew me. I knew him. Like, so it was. Like when I asked him, he was on it. Like it took him 2 minutes. It was no problem. It was easy.
Yeah. Part 3 of Bryan Bulaga Super Bowl will have to wait because Rob Demovsky is next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound 43, as you're making your way down from North Avenue down through the Marquette, it's going to be a bit heavy. Loosens up just a little bit, only to slow down again right past Lincoln, all the way down past the KK River crossing. Westbound 94, you've got backups from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes west of Highway 100 to the county line. Remember, we do have some debris in the left lane just about at Sunny Slope Road, so you want to be extra careful. On the eastbound side, delays from 84th Street to Hawley Road, and on the bypass, seeing some delays from Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, tonight mostly cloudy, a slight chance for snow to the south, a low of 11. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a high of 21. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build-your-own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Kessler's gives you diamond choices that no one else can give you.
We have all the colors and clarities and carat weights of diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers, newborn created diamonds.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Tell them what an anniversary diamond is, Monica.
An anniversary diamond can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
Every diamond makes a statement.
Okay.
The anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
Now tell them about our miraculous no small print warranty.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate.
We've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're
We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Subscribe on YouTube whenever or wherever you're listening. Just know we're live on YouTube as well. People often ask why I wear a coat. It's cold in here. You can watch the show, see what's happening in the studio, and comment along with us. Just search ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and subscribe today. The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. Rob Demovsky, two-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, joins the program. Take it away, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga.
Rob, it's great to see you from your humble abode, man.
I don't know why.
It's great.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do this before, but the boss said, let's do video today, so here we are.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So what, I guess, because I haven't kept up on my news over the weekend. Obviously, that's kind of your gig, is to keep up on the news. What's been going on with defensive staff? Obviously, they announced LaFleur and Goody and Gannon. Like, they did all that. And I was going to ask you, too. I still don't know the years on any of those. Like, I don't know if you're aware of the years. I have no idea. So you don't know the years either?
No, they've kept that pretty well under wraps. My suspicion is that they probably got 3-year extensions, which means they have 4 years left. But as I take stock of the defensive staff, they still have a defensive line coach in DeMarcus Covington. They don't have a linebackers coach. They lost their secondary, both of their secondary coaches, Derek Ainsley and Ryan Downard, but added Bobby Babbage. So I still think they're light a couple of position coaches on the defensive side. The fact that the Packers actually announced the hiring of Jonathan Gannon, I guess, is a step in the right direction toward finding out some of this. I can tell you, Brian, that we're gonna hear from Goody on Wednesday. It's the first time that he's talked. Actually, the first time he's talked since the Micah Parsons trade. Believe it or not, back on like August 29th. So he typically does an end of season wrap-up press conference, but he didn't do it until his deal was done, and then he had to go to the Senior Bowl and all that stuff. So maybe we'll get a little bit more clarity then.
What, I guess, besides the defensive side, are you still not hearing any shakeups on the offensive side, or do you think there still could be some, or what's your inkling on that?
Sure. Yeah, I would say it sure doesn't seem like there's any shakeup unless, put it this way, it sure doesn't look like he's firing anybody, because he certainly would have fired somebody by now. And what's left out there to who else needs defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators now? I don't know that there's anybody left out there. So sure seems like the offensive staff is coming back mostly intact. At least that's the way it appears at this point.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting. That's interesting. I'll just put it
Hold
that
on,
way.
Rob. Brian's too nice to say this. He is really worried about the offensive line. Hard to believe. Who knows how many new people they're going to have, and how good can this team be when Bryan Bulaga is worrying as much I know he's worrying about how many new guys, what's the deal, how good are the young guys. Make Bryan Bulaga feel a little bit better, Rob.
Yeah. Well, I think I guess I can offer this. Jordan Morgan's going to be their starting left tackle. At least I believe that's the way it looks right now. And this is a guy who was a first-round pick to be a left tackle, and they messed around with him for 2 years, moving him here, moving him there. But Rasheed Walker's not going to be re-signed, and Jordan Morgan maybe he finds a home there. Okay, that's for starters. I think Aaron Banks was finally starting to play better by the end of the year. He had a rough, first 2/3 of the year. We'll see if Sean Ryan's back as their starting center or Elton Jenkins. There's a decent chance both those guys could be gone. Then where are we at? Right guard Anthony Belton looks like he's found a home there, and Zach Tom needs to come back healthy and can be, one of the best right tackles in the league if he is. So I think there's reason to think that it could get settled a little bit. And that's without them even adding anybody in free agency or the draft. So I do think I think that there's a chance that group could be better than it was last year.
So, I mean, this is my opinion. Maybe it's yours too. I think it depends on the center and the left tackle. Obviously, if center, if you need to find a center. If Sean Ryan and Elton both walk, which it appears like they probably will, right? Like, so obviously that's key. But I think it all depends on the left tackle. If that doesn't work, then you're in kind of you're in a little bit of a mad dash mode, right? I mean, at least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, they better either know Morgan's going to be really good, which I don't know if they do know that, and if not, have a second option there. I mean, you need a second option there anyway, even in case he gets hurt. You can't just go in to a season with one, guy that you can count on at left tackle. I do think center is really interesting, Brian, because I wrote a piece last week for ESPN.com, basically going through some of the guys on the roster now that aren't free agents, but aren't probably going to be on the roster for one reason or another, and trying to sort of figure out, what could happen with those guys. And Elton was probably at the top of that list. I mean, unless Elton's willing to take a big pay cut, I just don't see how there's any way they can move forward with him on this team, especially given the salary cap situation that they're in. And then Sean Ryan, basically, you can't pay everybody, so they probably want to get younger and cheaper at center. But who is that right now? I mean, I don't think there's anybody on the roster right now that can do it.
I mean, do they even? What is the depth on the roster behind everybody? I mean, that to me is the question.
Jacob Monk's will be going into his third year here as a fifth or sixth round pick, and hasn't really played much. So you don't really know a whole lot about him. He would be the backup center, I guess. We're next in line at center.
Yeah, and then I guess I'm looking over. We're talking about who's going to be back, who's not going to be back on the offensive line, which is obviously important. What do you see defensively at corner and at D-line? Because those are the other two positions with Micah not starting the season. What does that look like in your eyes right now?
Yeah, I mean, let's just start at corner. Nate Hobbs probably not going to be back. I mean, that signing just didn't work out. He's due a $6 million roster bonus in March, and there's no way they can pay that. And obviously, they had Trevon Diggs in here for a couple of weeks. They're not going to they didn't keep him. They already cut him. They're going to have, to me, this could be one of those years, Brian, where they double up at corner, whether it's in free agency or the draft. You've seen it before where they've not only drafted one guy at a position, but they've drafted two or three. And this could be a year there. There's no question about it. On the defensive line, you're right about Micah is not going to be ready to start the year. Kingsley Enagbare is a free agent. Rashawn Gary is almost certainly to be released unless he's willing to take a major pay cut, which I doubt he is. So those are the two big areas. I think those are probably the two biggest areas of need on this team, even more than offensive line. It's D-line and cornerback.
Because not only we're looking at edge rusher, I'm concerned about the interior.
Yep.
Right? You lose Wyatt, he goes down in the season, and it's just never the same. It just is not the same. And I'm concerned that, how do you replenish that interior group when you still have needs?
Right.
Because we all know there's good D tackles to be had in the first and second round. We don't have a first round pick. Second round pick kind of, you mentioned corner.
Yeah.
I think if the center from Iowa is there, they're taking the center from Iowa in the second round. That's just my opinion. But to hit all these needs without picks and then the cap space, I don't know what it's going to be like, whether they make releases. To me, the interior part of this thing is the biggest concern, at least for me, until Mike gets back.
Yeah, and look at how their run defense plummeted the last month of the season. That was a major issue. Now, obviously, Devontae Wyatt should be back and healthy. But, yeah, I agree with you. This is a team that on paper looks like it has a lot of holes. I guess I would say that I probably feel like after most seasons it feels that way. And, and whether it sorts itself out or not, we'll see. But it does seem like there are an exceptional number of holes.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's my 2 cents on the defense. Because, obviously, feel great about safety. Feel good about linebacker, depending. I mean, Quay, we don't know what's going to happen there, but if Quay doesn't come back, which I think would be a loss, there's guys there.
They have depth. Receiver looks good. Tight end, Kraft should be ready for the start of the season. Obviously, his injury was a good month or 6 weeks before Micah's, so he should be back. I do think there are areas that, they're going to need a backup quarterback too, right? I mean, obviously you're not going to pick one. You're not going to pick one in the second or third round, but you're going to have to find a backup quarterback because Malik Willis is going to be elsewhere. So yeah, that's a healthy list of needs. You're right.
All right, it leads to my one question for you, because this is all I care about, 2026. Win the damn division. If you don't, nothing. And, Rob Demovsky, how confident are you that the Green Bay Packers can do what I just asked? Win the damn division.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the biggest issue, that why this team is not advancing the playoffs, because they've been a wild card in the 7th seed. I do think that, Minnesota appears to be circling the drain. Detroit, certainly took a step back. Chicago's the team you got to worry, but, did they, we've seen it before, Homer, where a team sort of came out of the blue, not they're out of the blue, but had a big jump and then sort of regressed to the mean. So I do think there is that chance, but it's by no means a given. And real quick, Brian, I heard you talking about the end of Super Bowl, the Super Bowl in Dallas, and trying to scramble to find people. Well, I got stuck in a freight elevator on my way back to the press box in AT&T Stadium after doing all my interviews, and was in an absolute panic, thinking I'm not going to get out of this elevator, and I've got 2 stories to write still, and I was freaking out.
Being in an elevator, stuck in an elevator, is probably a fear that with the stories it's the elevator.
Yeah, I have a major fear of that. The only thing of this was it was a freight elevator, and there was only me and one other person on it. So that part of it wasn't bad, but nobody could tell me how to get back to the press box from this freight elevator. So while you guys were all celebrating, those of us were working, myself at the top of that list was freaking out, man.
Hey, I think everyone got lost in Jerry's world that weekend. If I had to take a guess, I think everyone got lost. My family got lost trying to find, it was a nightmare out there from what I hear.
Yeah.
I didn't get lost going from the tunnel to the field. But.
Yeah, no, you guys had it easy. It was everybody else there. And I think I can't remember if that was the first time I was ever in that stadium or if they played there once before, but it definitely seemed overwhelming for that Super Bowl.
Yes.
All right, we have run out of time. Sorry, I took my.
All right.
Can you make a T-shirt for me? Win the damn division. Do you think the players will wear that, or does that not have the proper tone? They always do like faith, team, remember, all these other different ones. Think I got a chance for the T-shirt of the year or not?
I don't even know if you'll get your fellow coworkers to wear it.
Nicely done. You're tough truth. All right, thanks, Rob. Milwaukee weight loss. I've been doing it now for about, I'd say 17 days. I've lost 15 pounds. What's the key to Milwaukee weight loss? I wanted to do it because people told me it works. I would say so far, so good. So what's the key? No crazy workouts, no prepackaged meals. I've done it when I've been on the road for a Marquette game. Doesn't matter. It works. It's a metabolic reset that works with real life. Many patients do even better, lost 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. But the key is, will they keep it off? What do you do? It works. This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is also sharing the love. $300 off the Valentine's sale now through February the 28th. Again, it's all about, does it work? That's why I'm trying it. They said it works, and they used easy, which seems a bit much, but so far, it's been easier than I thought, and yes, I've been losing weight. 262-235-3980, or the easiest way, go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. You can remember that, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. And the deal, $300 off, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. More Bryan Bulaga and the Super Bowl next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Homer Blow and Bailey Cope. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previan Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love, y familia, with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about, live in your hometown. Coming to Fiserv Forum February 12th through 16th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Altoona junior Grayson Becker. One game after joining the 1,000-point club, Becker delivered another eye-opening performance, pouring in 44 points in a win over Ellsworth. He finished the night 14 of 19 from the field and added 8 rebounds, continuing a stretch of play that has defined his standout season. Becker has been one of the most productive scorers in the state, averaging 26.3 points per game, along with 3.5 rebounds and 3.3 assists. With growing Division I and Division II interest, Becker continues to raise the bar as his junior season rolls on. Congratulations to Grayson Becker, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
With the support of Rob Demovsky, I've decided I'm going to make the damn T-shirt myself, and I'm going to wear it doing the show. I better make it big enough to fit over my coat when it's cold in here. Win the damn division! Actually, if I was the head coach, that might be all I would say about the year. Would that have a chance of being realistic, or am I just making that up? Would that be, can something or has something that simple been a slogan you ever had for a season at any level in your play, Bryan Bulaga?
I mean, Mike had certainly said win the damn division. He had certainly said that, or something of that effect. Again, it might have been more vulgar.
At Iowa every year, get to the Rose Bowl, or...
Oh, the goal is to try to win the Big Ten. That's the goal that was the goal every single year. Obviously, a little bit of an uphill battle with Ohio State and Michigan at the time. I mean, it was always an uphill battle, but we tried. I mean, there's no doubt we tried. But I mean, the first thing Matt had in his first year, signs were all over the building, was win the North. Like, that was the biggest thing, was win the North, win the division. We hadn't won the division in 2 years. hadn't even made the playoffs, so to speak. But
so he should bring it back. It's been 4 now.
That should be the biggest thing, is win the North. Like that should be the only. Like, I know we have Super Bowl aspirations, guys. Like, I get that. Like, and that is an aspiration. But the goal is to win the North. That is the goal. You can't, like, and I'm not saying you can't do it, because we did it as 6 seed. So, like, I can't say it can't happen. But it's going to be really hard to get there if we don't win the North. And that should be the outlier. So, like, to your point, win the damn division. It should be win the North. That should be goal number one. Goal number one, throw the championship, the Super Bowl out of it. Don't even talk about that until the division is secured. And you don't win the division, and this is starting to take place now, right? Like Mike's first goal, obviously, win the North Pole, was like, got to get 10 wins. You need 10 wins. 10 wins, definitely, or back when it was 16 games, was 10 wins most likely get you into the playoffs. Everything more wins you the division. And, like, that should be the goal. The North, 10-plus wins. That's the way you look at it going forward. Because, like, you talk about Super Bowl, you can talk about all that junk. None of that means anything is if you're limping in as the 7th seed and you got to go play whoever on the road. You got to go play the 2 on the road to start, right? Like, it's just going to be an uphill battle, as we've seen the last 2 years. So I'm with you. Win the damn division, win the North, however you want to phrase it, on a T-shirt or on signs or, you know, next to the group law offices, next behind you, however you want to do it. Doesn't matter. But that should be the goal.
And someone else can do the stats, but it feels like the division is as tough as it's ever been. Like, the Vikings appear to be a mess, but the Bears are good. Lions are good. Now, the debate will be how good and what will happen, but I don't know how many years you've had what you think. Like, any of those 3 teams can win the division.
Not many. It was always us and maybe one other at the time. Us in Chicago or us in Minnesota. Never really Detroit.
Never Detroit. Yes.
Never really Detroit.
All right.
They did have the one good year, though.
Yeah.
Stafford and Sue. And,
right, but that was a fluke.
Guys.
That's what everybody said.
Yes.
All right, you're back on Thursday because I have a list of other questions to ask you about, and we're all looking forward. Bryan Bulaga, you stated you will wear the ring Thursday.
I will.
Yeah. ESPN National is next. Win the damn division. T-shirt coming. I don't care if there's only one in the world. I'll have that one.
Southbound 43 still going to be a bit heavy just south